Was good. Mad Pill. Y'all know what to do. Y'all hit that like button. Y'all hit that share button. We in Facebook. We in YouTube connected together. Instagram. Was good, y'all. We back for the second live tonight. And we continuing on this P Diddy. We covered P Diddy for the whole week. And we still got breaking news. It's breaking news every single day. Told y'all we're gonna go for this and we're gonna cover the whole week. But there's new allegations out there right now. Very new allegations out there. And videos that the feds got. The feds got these videos. And I believe some of these videos is with Biggie Smalls. See, I believe some of these videos is with Biggie Smalls. I believe that they caught Biggie Smalls, or it's on video. They get Biggie Smalls is engaging in sexual relations with P Diddy, either P Diddy or he could be part of the enterprise. He could have been. I believe that Diddy was in this from the jump. The allegations from yesterday was claiming that P Diddy was doing this in college when he was in school. He's always been a predator for men and women. Mm-hmm. Could he have seen talent in Biggie? Could he have seen talent in Biggie? Or could he have seen something else in Biggie? Let's get in on that. And there's allegations from back in the past claiming that Biggie Smalls with himself was like Diddy. Biggie Smalls liked to party. Biggie Smalls liked the boys too. He liked the boys too. He was in on it. He was in on it. He was doing the same thing. Biggie Smalls could have been a victim. Who knows? But here is Whack 100 on Whack 100 podcast with Adam, whatever his name. That's the dude that be getting his wife like black men to beat his no jumper, yeah. To have sex with his wife, just said it in nice terms. There was proof that Biggie Smalls was homosexual. Now, here we go.
$100 the other day on Biggie. You want to know why?
On Biggie?
On Biggie. Gay. You want to know why?
Who killed Biggie?
No, listen. You want to know why? Because they betted me that Biggie was bisexual.
Really? Why?
I betted $200 he wasn't.
Why?
And they played 4 or 5 songs of Biggie saying bisexual shit. Talk about he'll suck a daddy dick.
RuPaul.
I'll fuck RuPaul.
Some weird shit. He said some wild shit.
I lost $200.
He had an edgy sense of humor. It wasn't bi.
Are you familiar with these songs?
That's a bisexual sex. Bisexual humor.
Shit like
we don't say that kind of shit.
He had a very edgy sense of humor. The other day I was watching.
Adam No Jumper was, he's a weird freak and he's into all that type of stuff. And he's trying to make an excuse for Biggie. Well, these dudes like myself, I'm with Whack 100. I look, I don't say that type of stuff. I would never utter out my mouth that I would suck your daddy's D. I would never say that out of my mouth. And some of the lyrics that he was using, I mean, I even stopped listening to Biggie, like relating to him, because these lyrics has been brought up before that Biggie Smalls gave it cause to pause a little bit. That these are symptoms that Biggie Smalls is like Puff. This is why I'm playing this video, because these are symptoms of Puff and Biggie.
Charlie Baltimore talk about
humor,
him,
bro.
Charlie Baltimore
I
did a
lost
Vlad interview.
You know what's crazy?
Listen, Charlie Baltimore did a Vlad interview.
He said some shit.
Some wild
Fuck
shit.
him in the ass and then something.
Okay,
some
but
shit.
that was a line from a movie.
Shit.
That was a line from a movie at the time.
Bro.
So him saying it like that
Bro.
was topical, and people thought it was really funny. At the time, nobody thought that it was that out of the ordinary.
I feel bad because I've been bumping these songs and didn't catch it.
You think
Right. I've been bumping Biggie. Y'all claiming that Biggie was the greatest rapper of all time. I mean, you know, just because his sexuality don't make him not be the great. He could be gay and be the greatest rapper of all time. But so many people believed in what he was saying, right? Oh, he just making these. And guess what? Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg wasn't no different. Because they talking about putting they dick in Eazy-E's mouth. I mean, the West Coast, it was all them dudes back in the 90s. It was like real gay lyrics because they was telling dudes to suck on their penis. I'm just trying to keep it nice. I'm trying to keep it, you know, not vulgar. But this had was back in the day. You can hear Dr. Dre's, Snoop Dogg's lyrics. Had a way when they diss people back in the way. When he told Easy, gap teeth in your mouth so my D's got to fit. I mean, and this is the thing about it. They made up the term in a slang, suck my D. What y'all think y'all get that from? Suck my D. You telling dudes this. So yeah, back in the day, the lyrics was acceptable of, you know, how men, another way, it was like in jail, if a man gets violated in jail, you know, they want to degrade in how they dish you. Does that mean that they was gay? It probably not. Might not been. But it was a lot of these West Coast rappers that made that turn up. Snoop Dogg was, Eazy-E, Ice Cube. They was creative of gay lyrics. And if you want to hear a whole lot of gay lyrics, you will hear it in the 90s. It was a whole lot of 90s gay lyrics. That we was rapping, even what Pac was saying. And these gay, suck my D, and that was towards men. Now, these are the lyrics that they were saying that what Biggie Smalls was using, but Biggie Smalls was kind of vulgar a little bit, like, I your daddy's D. Like, and he said a few other lyrics that they're gonna explain that, made you like think about it, like, well, this dude has got to have a little Puffy in him. It's not about him being gay. It's about him having Puffy in him. Right? And like I said, Puffy's enterprise was from the beginning. This is all when he started everything. His enterprise, what he did. If he was doing it now, he was doing it back when he was doing it with Biggie.
Biggie is bisexual.
Hell yeah.
Because of a couple jokes that he made on
You know
the
the songs? You know the songs?
Yeah.
Joke like that.
He said we're gonna kidnap your kids, fuck them in the ass, and throw them over the bridge.
Oh,
bro, that
shit.
ain't
See,
cool.
That wouldn't make him bisexual. That would make him a child molester.
What about him
Do you
saying
really
that
think that
shit?
Biggie
What
was a
about
child
him saying
molester?
that? You're cool with that?
It was a joke.
He said
Nah,
he'll fuck
you
a
cool
woman's
with that.
daddy's dick.
It was a joke. Why was there no outrage about it when it came out? Why is it only? Why is it 20 years later?
I felt some kind of way.
Why
I
is it
didn't
20
catch it.
years later that people decided to make a thing out of it?
I should have.
I said he wasn't. They press play. That shit ain't cool.
Why are you guys doing the whole cancel culture thing? We're going to take something you said 20, 30 years ago, and we're going to be like, oh, look, you're a bad guy. You said something offensive
don't mean we
20 years ago.
You can't cancel Biggie. I'm simply saying I lost a bet because as long as I've been listening to his music.
What was the bet? What were the terms of the bet?
They was like, yo, Biggie's bisexual. He got bisexual tendencies. I'm like, get the fuck
What
out of
lyric proves that he was bisexual?
Oh,
fuck him in the ass. I'll suck at your daddy's dick.
For the record, he said, I got killers that'll kidnap kids. He wasn't saying that about himself. He was employing the child
What about to
molester.
suck the daddy's dick?
you enabling him.
She looks so good that I'll suck on her daddy's dick. How is that not reading as a joke to you?
I'm not even having this
Why are you like choosing to ignore the fact that it's obviously a joke?
Bro.
Yes,
I know you are. Yes, I'm glad you admitted it.
Y'all
heard it.
A girl could be so hot.
Like I was saying, he's defending Adam No Jumper. He's defending that don't mean, yeah, he's a freak. He's a freak, and he got a psychotic mind. But at the time, I didn't even think nothing of it. I ain't never thought that, because Diddy, back in the day, y'all, Diddy, and nothing wasn't revealed about Diddy. He was pure, whatever. He was putting on a facade. He didn't like men. He been liking men. And back in the day, in the 90s, y'all know this, that it was homophobia. It was, you could say anything, like Eminem. That's how he got famous. Eminem got famous off of saying, what he wanted about gay people. And that's what everybody was afraid of, was hiding. But Biggie Smalls, in the end of this argument, like, of course, you in the industry, you hear things. And there are other sources that says this, that said, okay, yeah, Biggie Smalls may have been a little bit, him and Puffy was a little close. It was a little close at times, But Puffy was about that business. This is not about Puffy was about that business. But of course, if you are sick, perverted woman abuser, you're gonna be Biggie is gonna have your ways. And guess what? Puffy was Biggie Smalls' mentor. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into the mind how Puffy brainwashed Biggie into be like him, and why Biggie Smalls could be a part of this whole criminal scheme. They can go back. They go back 30, 40 years if they could. We look at how they did with Bill Cosby. I mean, come on now. Puffy was the mentor. He knew how to get money. Puffy could be. I'm just saying, y'all, could be. We just brainwashing. I mean, them feds got the tape. They got everything. We just speculating right now. We just speculating. They got the tapes.
I would suck at that
Got
shit.
him.
I would love
I'm
it.
glad with it. On that
Every
note,
last drop.
this
Got
is
him.
the Adam and Wax Show. What our guest to beats, the other side.
100 side, man.
We'll see you next time.
Biggie
Shout out
Smalls
to
is
100
not
side. We in this bitch.
bisexual.
Showing up.
He
Who
was
said I'm
funny.
not outside?
Okay. Biggie Smalls is not bi. But could this be an evidence video? I found this. I dug this about the goddamn grave. Give you my language. But and you know how Puffy, let me tell y'all something about Puffy. Puffy is touchy-feely. He's very touchy-feely. He's very affectionate. You know. You know, Puffy's a kisser. So Puffy will tongue kiss you for hours. And he's very affectionate. He's very affectionate in public. Like he was with J-Lo and Cassie. Puffy is very, very affectionate. And he's not only, he's affectionate with dudes too. You know, he let it show. Was good, the Diamond Channel. Was good, the Diamond Channel. Puffy was very, very affectionate. And he showed it. Like, you know how bros do sometimes, you know, especially when you're getting money. You know, when all y'all getting money, you know what I mean? You become a little bit more affectionate with your partners, but at the same time, it's respect there. You don't put your hands on them. You don't say certain things. It's a certain, you just don't say certain things because you're going too deep. You know, it's a bro code there. You know, our culture don't show affection like that in the bros. Y'all can decipher what is going on here between Biggie and Puffy. See, when I say the abuse go back, it goes back. It goes way back, and you see patterns. If Puffy was doing it now, he was doing it back then. He was doing it way back then, and you can see the same patterns. And he was a mentor. He was a teacher. Did he brainwash Biggie to be a monster like him? Or was he having sex with Biggie? Who knows? The feds knows. They got the tapes. They got the tapes.
I don't think people realize like how young we were, you know, so we're actually like kids in this multi-billion-dollar industry.
Mm. See, I love you too. And then he put his, hold on, let me play that again.
I don't think people realize like how
You know,
young we were, you know, so we're actually like kids in this multi-billion-dollar industry.
he almost leaned in for the kiss, you know, touching his hand with the old skins. I mean, hey, in his mini video, you know, I ain't gonna, just trust me. You can look up a lots of videos with P Diddy and Puffy, very affectionate, you know. But do I think that they was on an affection level that he was sleeping with Puffy? Maybe, I don't know. But I'm leaning maybe towards the what P Diddy introduced Biggie too. You know, when Biggie, he came in as a gangster rapper, but Puffy introduced him into the more broader spectrum to everybody. It was all a dream. Biggie thought that was corny. He did not like that record. He just wanted to be on some gangster stuff. No. And that's what Puffy was. He introduced him into a broader, more richer. He was his mentor. I think he introduced Biggie, and I'm telling y'all, this is what the feds got. The video. This is what the feds got. They could possibly have video of P. Diddy and Puffy banging, you know, the little model who just came forward, passing them around. Y'all see these new allegations on on Puffy, excuse me. That this young anonymous model who was 17 at the time said that his entourage, his crew, all of them took turns, all of them violated. She was 17 at the time. Could that be around the time when Biggie could, and you already know that P. Diddy had some threesomes and foursomes. Y'all already know that with Puffy. You know what I mean? Come on now. That ain't nothing new. And y'all hit that like button. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit that like button. Hit the like button. That gets in the algorithm. We want more people to see this. Y'all don't hear it like y'all hear it right here on Mad Pill. Y'all don't hear it this way. Y'all don't hear it this way. Hit that like button. We want more people in here. The algorithm. Biggie, I'm telling y'all. I'm going back. I just want to see how P. Diddy, you know, not see how, but just go back further and further. And you will see the pattern from what he was. They say his Puffy was, they call him Puffy because his anger issues. Hmm. Was did Puffy? I mean, yes, Puffy had a fetish issue, like a drug problem or alcohol issue. You just can't help it. When you get rich, you smoke more crack. You know you're a super crackhead. Puffy was a sex addict. And, you know, his way of having fun was brainwashing Biggie. Now, to further prove that Biggie had the mindset of Diddy, he was also abusive. He was very abusive. That bastard, just because he did, I mean, he don't think that you. Nah, I don't give a damn. Biggie Smalls was a piece of ish too. He was very abusive. Matter of fact, he abused Lil' Kim. He was a monster. He was ugly. He was just Biggie Smalls. I mean, the way he left his baby mama for was it Faith Evans or Lil' Kim, one of them hoes. I mean, it was just Biggie Small. His fame turned him into a monster. Even worse than monster. He was a crack dealer. You know, he was a drug dealer. I used to be a drug dealer. Ain't no shame in that, you know. I sold crack before. Ain't no shame in that, but his fame turned him against his family. And the leadership under P Diddy. This shows how, and this is from Jermaine Dupri's mouth, his own mouth.
Was this song called Just Like Me with Usher, right? So what he did was he wrote the rap for Lil' Kim. And Lil' Kim, at this particular point in time, this was the time when Big, I'm thinking he fucked Kim's sister. And she found out about it. So she was upset when she came to the studio about this. And he couldn't really get her to do the rap. Big pulled the strap out on her.
Y'all heard that? Biggie Smalls pulled a strap out on Lil' Kim. I believe Jermaine Dupri. I only put stuff on here when it's credible. These ain't allegations. This is what Biggie Smalls did. Y'all ignored this just like y'all ignored those gay raps that he was making. Y'all ignored this the same way. Y'all knew it was, and you know what? Beating women back in the day was actually, in the 90s, was actually praised. And everybody knew this. It was praised just like bashing gay people. It was praised the same way, beating women. That's why Biggie Smalls was doing it. They was beating women in public back in the day. He pulled a strap out on Lil' Kim. On the little, as big as Biggie Smalls is. I mean, come on now. Is you kidding me? He pulled a strap out on Lil' Kim. That tells you something ain't right with Biggie. Something wasn't right with him. He was some. I ain't never pulled a gun out on a woman. Never. That means he would have killed. What if he would have killed Lil' Kim? What if he would have killed her? He pulled a strap on. If you ain't telling me that ain't Diddy behavior, don't y'all think that Diddy probably pulled a strap out on Cassie? Don't y'all think that he didn't pull the gun? No, that's a monster right there. That's not normal. So Biggie Smalls didn't have it all. He didn't have it all. He was crazy just like Puffy. That's why he got, when him and Puffy got together, it just seemed like they just glued. Puffy was a woman beater. Biggie Smalls clearly a woman beater. I mean, I think Biggie Smalls' baby mama should come out with some new allegations against Biggie Smalls. She's probably just dead that. But Biggie Smalls then whooped her butt so many times. She never said nothing about it because she afraid. The legend is dead. I mean, come on now. We got to come out on these dead legends too. I know I'm going to say some stuff that y'all don't like. If you don't like it, just go somewhere else. I'm going to say what I want. We should come out on these dead legends. These dead legends, they the same. Just because he dead, that don't mean that he gonna get away with beating women and pulling guns out on. I mean, come on now. Lil' Kim probably was crazy, and yes, she was. I mean, come on. Bobby was crazy. Yeah, she is crazy. She was a little crazy thought. The thought of the industry, like, for real. And this is more proof on Biggie's. This is an interview with Lil' Kim, right? Proof that, and y'all look at this interview. This interview, hit that like button. Hit the like button. I'm about to play this interview in about 30 seconds. But this interview is straight from Lil' Kim claiming the abuse from Biggie Smalls. Now, let me tell y'all something. These P Diddy behavior. The abuse from Biggie Smalls. And Biggie Smalls, I'm going to tell y'all, Biggie Smalls was a savage. He was a beast. Biggie Smalls was a killer. Look, after, I don't respect Biggie Smalls. After I heard this interview, I did not respect Biggie Smalls at all, no more. Biggie Smalls was a piece of ish. Like the boo-boo what he look like. Ugly fat boo-boo. I don't care if he did. I don't at this point because, look, what he did to this woman, and this is the thing about it. She, in this video, she was laughing like it was cool, like that was perfectly normal what he did to her. This is crazy. Hit that like button. I'm about to play this interview. This interview probably like about 3.5 minutes. Listen closely to what she's saying. Because Lil' Kim said a lot about Biggie Smalls. A whole lot about Biggie. She said so much about Biggie Smalls. Biggie Smalls, and when you listen, right? When you listen at this now, versus when you listen back to Biggie Smalls on lyrics. When you listen to Biggie Smalls on lyrics, back in the day, you be like, dang, there's something ain't right about this dude. But when you listen to Lil' Kim now, her interview, you're gonna be saying the same thing, like, dang. Like, that's sick. If this was to happen right now, Biggie Smalls will be under the jail. Biggie Smalls will be under the jail. Now, watch what Lil' Kim says and listen very closely.
Talk about the Notorious movie. Now, you just telling me that this is the first time I've ever heard you admit that you were the mistress.
Yeah, I mean, he was married. That's no secret. And that's not something I'm proud of. I was a baby. Like people think, oh, Kim, I've been in this game so long, I'm so old. I'm really not. Like when I came out, I was a teenager. Like I had to wait one more year till I turned 18 to sign my contract.
Really?
Yeah.
You a baby.
Yeah, when I came in the industry, I was a teenager. But my music was so mature, they were afraid to say that I was a teenager.
Before you met Big, were you already writing rhymes?
Yeah.
You was already rapping?
Mm-hmm.
How much influence on your style did Big have?
A whole lot. I was Big's biggest fan before he even got big. We used to go to block parties, right? Just know.
Justice in the building with his aunt brothers.
Yes. So I mean, like we would really support him. Like, because me and Caesar's sister were best friends.
Right.
So I knew C's like since he was little.
Right. And knew Biggie since before the deal with Puff and before getting dropped from Uptown and before Bad Boy and before all of that. Was Junior Mafia always in the works for you guys? Was that always something that he was going to do?
Well, those was his little homies, and so he just wanted to bring them up. Big was just he loved a family environment, so he just wanted to bring them up and have them doing something. He knew half of them couldn't rap, whatever, but he was just like, I want them a part of our situation, and so he always had that kind of vision for that. So,
Early on in your career, how much writing did you do of your own material? Early on,
I wrote mostly all of my stuff. Trust to tell you, That's why another part of the movie, they made it seem like I was a robot or a puppet. Like, what? I gets busy a lot of the time. a lot of the time, I used to write raps, and Big wouldn't even want to write it for me because he'd be like, "She could do it." I used to ask him, like when I used to get lazy, whatever. I used to be like, "I don't feel like finishing the 8 bars. Can you finish them for me?" He'd be like, "What? You stupid! If you don't get in that room and finish that daggone rap, I'm not doing it." And then I would go in, and that pushed me really because I'm really like a really dainty. Like at 8, like if I was in the studio too long, I'm like, damn, I'm supposed to be shopping right now. Like I don't want to be, like I'm serious. And he used to be like, what? You better go and finish that, and then I'll go and finish it or whatever. But it's like the Benjamins or me. Big wasn't even in New York for that. You know what I mean? Get Money or me. He used to come in sometimes on Get Money. He came in, he changed up the little things because he didn't. If I said something that he felt was wet, he'd be like, nah, you can't say that. Change this line right here, And then
I know a question I've always wanted to ask you about, a record that is one of my all-time favorites, and most women that I know love this record to death, and it never became a single. It was an album cut, Another, with you and Big. Were y'all actually that mad at each other?
Yes, I was. I wanted to kill him. I wanted to kill him. And guess what? That was his favorite song, right? Remember he used to say, I love that.
It was
because
captured so wonderfully. Yeah.
And I wrote that.
You were so real.
I was pissed.
And angry and called them all kind of black
As a matter of fact,
and...
let me tell you what happened. Yeah, right. Am I lying, Jess? Am I lying? We got kicked out of the Hit Factory because we was fighting so bad. He brought some old stinky groupies up in there, and we and him was together. And so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get him. Oh, I'm gonna get him. So I had a little shorty come pick me up in the E class.
Oh God!
And he started. I was behind the booth, literally rapping. Am I lying, Just? I got my headphones on like this. I'm like, yeah, that. Boom! My headphones on. And I was crying. I was so scared. I didn't know what happened. And he like, you trying to play me? You trying to play me? I'm like, but you trying to play me? You got all these skanks in here.
Wow!
And we started fighting, and we tore the plaques off the wall and everything. And he choked me out in the elevator, so I passed out. And look.
See, that's the thought with all parts. Ain't me talk right. What's good, Pretty Brown? That's the part what I was talking about. He in the elevator. Why is everything by the elevator? Y'all see when Ray Rice abuse was in the elevator? P Diddy abuse was in the elevator. Biggie in the elevator. Just give it a few examples. Offset Quavo in the elevator. I mean, it's so in the elevator. Why in the elevator? He choked her out in the elevator and she passed out. Her little Kim is like 4'8". I don't know exactly. She 5 foot. Biggie Smalls choked her out. And she passed out. This is abuse. This is P. Diddy behavior. I'm telling y'all. This is pointing out from Little Kim, the victim. And back in the 90s, I'm going to say it again. Back in the 90s, it was just overlooked. So this is Diddy behavior from Biggie Smalls. And this is the empire, right? I believe they got Biggie Smalls on tape messing around with little girls. Or, I'm not saying that that's true, allegedly. Or, they have Biggie Smalls engaging with P. Diddy on tape. I mean,
And then look,
And you were still loving this man after
I
all of
don't
this.
know why. I don't know why. I don't know why. But I tell you sometimes if he wasn't dead, I can't remember. But I love him. That's my baby. But yo,
Kim, how do you feel all these years later when you see something come up and somebody will get murdered and then they'll find a person just like this, or somebody else will die and they'll find a person just like this, and they'll solve this crime and they'll solve this crime? Do you think that the police just don't want to come to grips with and be honest about who killed Big?
I just think that they don't care at this moment. It's going to cost them too much money. You know how that is when you're dealing with the government and stuff like that. And I just think that this situation is so deeper than we probably would ever know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that you know, it will turn into a big mess if
it's going to cost a lot of money. Plus, the vindication. If they can prove in this trial that Biggie could be a part of this investigation, what would they need to spend the money on seeing who murdered Biggie? Yeah, it's going to cost too much. It's going to cost a lot of money. But if Biggie Smalls has any indication, and let me tell y'all something, this is going to happen. I'm telling y'all, this is going to be in the case. Biggie Smalls is going to be indicated in the case. They going way back, years. This is how they indict people, from years and years, so they can give them the maximum. They don't want P. Diddy to be out of jail. They don't want P. Diddy to possibly get out. They want to give him the max. And that's what the RICO is about, giving him the max. And Biggie's behavior was I'm telling y'all, Biggie is going to be indicated in this part of this indictment. P. Diddy, hold on, let me go back. It's gonna be a lot of names. They got Nas, they even got Jay-Z. You know, 50 Cent be running his mouth about Jay-Z and Beyonce. I mean, the Junior Mafia, Lil Kim. I mean, like I said, everybody back in the day, you know, Mace. I think Mace then got up out of there. I think Mace. I think Mace. I was looking up whatever on Mace, but it seems like, you know, Mace, he wasn't really with that. You know, he a little relaxed. I'm not saying that everybody that was with Diddy that was partying with him. You know, shit, Mace went to plenty parties. I ain't gonna deny that. But I really don't think that Mace was engaged because they didn't see eye to eye like that. You know, Mace was his own man. You know, even though he was a crappy preacher. But Jay-Z, you know, we don't know. That's just allegations. Like, I don't like to report nothing that's not official on here. I want this to be a trusted platform that y'all get the right news from, not just rumors, you know, but real news. And who's to say that Diddy not gonna snitch though? Who's to say that Diddy ain't gonna snitch himself and tell on other people? And to say that Diddy's a snitch, you have to get evidence that Diddy could be a snitch. Now, this video of Gene Deal is going to show you and give you a reason and a cause to pause and have you thinking on what Diddy is about to do and when Diddy's prepared. Because I think that Diddy is a snitch. He snitched on Shine. Shine did 10 years for him. He always running. P. Diddy, this is why when P. Diddy get indicted, he's going to start telling on a whole lot of people.
To get arrested.
Oh my man, come on. His daddy was a rat. Hold on, let me just. I know this ain't got nothing to do with, but I'm gonna tell his story. It was this gangster, right? He said, when you go there, kill the father and kill his son. And the guy said, his son is only a baby, 4 years old. He said, his father was a rat, and he gonna grow up to be a rat too. It ain't no way that he gonna go down, you understand, and not take nobody with him. His father was murdered because he ratted out his team that he was working for. So you think he not gonna rat? Like father, like son, brother. That's what I believe.
Wow, man. I didn't know that. So Diddy dad was a rat?
My man, I had a conversation with New York Freddie. Omar took me to a meeting because New York Freddie wanted to talk to me. He said, yo, I've been trying to get in touch with Russell Simmons, and I've been trying to get in touch tough touch with Puff because I wanted to tell him the true story about his father. You understand? I said, yeah. And now this is New York Freddie, one of the biggest gangsters in Harlem. Puff father used to work for his team. He was brought in by one of his best friends. So he's telling me the story how Russell Simmons used to work for him. You understand? He said, Russell Simmons used to take my laundry, to the cleaners and everything. He said, I had a glass table with $1 million in my office. I had $1 million in a glass table. You know what I'm saying? Of $100 bills in a glass table. I said, yeah. He's telling me his whole stuff. He said, Russell Simmons used to work for me because I was starting a record label back then. I said, okay. And if you look up New York Freddie Myers, you can see when he was picked up with a whole lot he had stacks of money in his house in the basement in Mount Vernon. So he said to me, he said, yo, we had cops on the payroll. He gave a cop one of the cops brought information. He had the paperwork and he had Puff father take confession. He gave him $10,000 extra for it, right? Puff father told on their operation. New York Freddie told the guy who brought Puff father into his crew, you got to handle it. I want it handled. So then he said, I want it handled. So now the dude handled the situation. Puff father was driving the cab. He met him on Central Park West and did what he did. And so I said to New York Freddie, I said, yeah. He said, and the guy who killed him was carrying the casket, crying the hardest at the funeral. I was like, oh. Now, check this out. I was going to tell this story on my members only page on my YouTube channel, The Gene Deal Show. Only my members, but I'm going to give it to you. It's this lady that told me she was dating Puff father at the time. Right? She was dating Puff father at the time. She said she was waiting on him because they were supposed to be going out to Smalls Paul. It was either Small Paul, she said, or it was this place up there on McCoon's Bridge. I got it because she texted this whole thing to me, bro. It's crazy how she texted me this whole story. She said that she never knew why Puff father was killed. He said the word got through Harlem that he was murdered. You understand? And she went up to the bar the next day, and the same dudes was on his team that he worked with him, sold drugs with him. New York Freddie and their whole crew. He said they was in the bar laughing and talking like nothing had ever happened. She said, thank you, Gene, for telling me that story about New York Freddie and Diddy father, because now I know what happened to him. So Melvin Combs was a rat. And these guys, this came from a gangster himself, you understand, who said he had police on the payroll.
Crazy. And they had Diddy dad on tape telling?
He said they brought him the tape and the written statement. And then Puff father was asked by the dude why he told. He said he had to go to a wedding and he didn't want to miss it. I swear for living Jesus, man, that shit's crazy. And I was told to me by New York Freddie. My man Omar had took me to him because he wanted to sit down and talk to me.
There you have it. Puffy's father is going to Puffy father was a snitch. And Diddy, Puffy's father snitched and took down the organization. He took down the organization. And Puffy's an organization. That's about to be taken down. Oh, y'all don't think that Puffy he snitched on Shine and he's not gonna snitch on anybody else who's in Enterprise or Jay-Z's? I mean, come on now, man. You better be scared, Jay-Z, Beyonce. You better be scared. I don't know what's gonna come out of this case. I can't trust Puffy because of his bloodline. His daddy said that he's a rat. If your daddy a rat, if your daddy was a piece of ish, I ain't gonna say that you're gonna be a piece of ish, but somebody in your bloodline is gonna be a piece of ish. A lot of men in your bloodline is gonna reflect the piece of ish that your daddy was. It might miss you. Just like high blood pressure or diabetes might miss you, or cancer might miss you, that somebody got in your family. It's a cancer. A snitch is the same thing. A snitch is a cancer. A snitch is a cancer. Puffy is a snitch. He got it in his bloodline. Puffy is going to snitch when it all comes down to it. Puffy is not going to want to do all 100+ years he's going to be offered. He gonna get offered a plea agreement for 100 years. Like, for real. all the things, for real. He's gonna be, look, they're gonna try to get Puffy for 200+ years. Because there's gonna be so many people that come out. Not only that, it's gonna be muertas. Muertas. That Puffy is alleged to be responsible of muertas. And that's real. Puffy's bloodline. You already know is so y'all already know to what to expect from a snitch with a bloodline. Don't trust Puffy. You know, Puffy wasn't about that life. He never was like a savage in the street. You know, like a street ninja. He never was that. He always came off as a square. And his savageness was towards women. In the back, that's what his savageness was towards. That's what his street ninja. He took advantage of women and put his hands on women allegedly. No, not allegedly, but accurately. And Jesus, this is the first. I've never heard of this story with him and I've never heard of this story with his daddy being a snitch. It was the first day I heard about this, and whew, and you can predict for the snitch dude or snitch daddy, especially. You know, the daddy holds majority of the genes. They come from your daddy. So you can kind of predict the outcome of this case. Because his daddy was a snitch, you can predict what he gonna do. He gonna snitch. And with J-Lo, right? This is the last thing I'm gonna get into with J-Lo, right? Was J-Lo helping Diddy? This is a source from Tissatel. This is a source. J-Lo and Diddy, right? when you go back to the past and look back to all the people he was associated with, in relationship with, was J-Lo being abused? Was J-Lo getting beat down? I mean, come on now. Let's look into him and J-Lo. Because I don't think, because you know what? J-Lo, he couldn't bully J-Lo. This is what I think about this. No matter what y'all say, no matter what nobody say, but he couldn't bully J-Lo because J-Lo worked out. Diddy didn't work out. Like J-Lo, she had to work out for roles. You know what? She was whooping ninjas in movies, doing karate. She was like Bruce Lee moves. He could not put his hands on J-Lo like he put his hands on Cassie. There's a difference. Diddy could not put his hands on J-Lo like he put his hands on Cassie. It's totally different. He was bullying Cassie. You think he would have walked up and sucker punched J-Lo? J-Lo would have seen that from a mile coming. J-Lo, let me tell y'all something. J-Lo wouldn't have ran from Diddy. She would have whooped that ninja right where he was at. Because he knew he couldn't whoop on J-Lo. He can whoop on Cassie, but when he got in a relationship with J-Lo, he can't. That's another thing about abusers. Abusers, when they meet their match, and they run away from women, strong women, who can handle you, who work out. They stay away from these abusers. Stay away from women who work out on a regular and be doing boxing and who's really strong. He couldn't whoop on J-Lo like he whooped on Cassie. That wasn't going down. J-Lo wasn't having that. That wouldn't have happened. That elevator, you would never see no video surfacing out like that. He would have came behind J-Lo. J-Lo would have seen that coming, put that ninja in the headlock and choked that ninja out. She would have choked that nigga out. He knew he couldn't put his hands on J-Lo. You don't try that. You don't try that with J-Lo. You tried that with Cassie. No, he already knew. J-Lo wouldn't play that because she knew karate. J-Lo like a 5th degree black belt. The way she be flipping in them rolls. No, he wasn't beating on J-Lo like he was beating on Cassie. Like he was beating on all the rest of his baby mamas. Like he was beating on all the rest of them men's that he was doing. No, J-Lo was... So that's why the abuse from J-Lo wasn't recorded. And I think, oh yeah, J-Lo was a scandal. But from other sources, it was reported from abuse from P. Diddy with J-Lo. Let's see what she talking about.
Baby, the Rolling Stones has dropped a bombshell article. You know I'm going to live to talk about it. But baby, we need to talk about the way J-Lo is being affected and the way that our reports look like they're true. And they are saying that J-Lo is going to be subpoenaed to actually talk about what happened with Diddy. Now, here's the thing, right? My sources are telling me that Diddy and J-Lo still have some connections, and they are saying they are business. They are saying that J-Lo has a vested interest in what Diddy did being exposed. J-Lo has a vested interest in whatever happened between J-Lo and Diddy from the time where Natanya got bang bang in the mouth. She swears it was Diddy. I'm going to have her on the channel to talk. Just let me cook. She's going to come and interview. So hit subscribe and notify, right? But also, they are saying that J-Lo and Diddy's connections and the way she's helping him through all this allegedly, okay? But my sources have been pretty good up until this point. They're saying Ben found out, and that's why Ben's out. Now, listen to this, right? Even with all that said, J-Lo, this happening might be karma for what Natanya says. But for what Natanya says actually happened, and I believe her. But the thing is with J-Lo, and this is so sad. Ben is doing her dirty, because ain't you supposed to be by your wife through sickness and health, thick and thin? Ben got with J-Lo when Alex Rodriguez had her good. Every time she gets with a Latin man, she gets to the pinnacle of her success. J-Lo beauty singing at the inauguration Super Bowl. People respected her. I was clowning her for her singing, but people are like, yo, you've been in the game for a while, I guess, right? You're a good actress, okay dancer, mediocre singer, but come on, it takes all types. Everybody can't be Madonna. Well, sorry, not Madonna. Everybody can't be Beyonce. Everybody can't be Shakira, right? Everybody can't be Madonna. Her name's been sung out in the halls for a while. But the reason I feel sorry for her before we get into this is the fact that Ben gets with J-Lo whenever he wants publicity. But then J-Lo starts rapping herself about her love, and she wants everybody to celebrate her love with Ben. And everybody is like, Ben's a loser. He's mad divorcing you because you won't let him have his casual usage of Coca-Cola whenever he wants, right? Ben's a bum. He's a joke. That Phoenix on his tattoo told us everything we needed to know about him. And you're the only one that thinks this loser is worth something. So are you a loser too? And that seems to be what happened, right? Now, the issue with this is Ben was embarrassed about J-Lo's flops, because every time J-Lo starts to flop, he disassociates himself. So Ben was very, very upset about J-Lo's flops, okay? Now, the funny thing is, when he found out that J-Lo still is in contact with Diddy, I don't think it's a romantic way. My sources tell me that J-Lo is helping Diddy through this trial thing. Now, it could be anything. She could be helping paying for lawyers, helping paying for PR. She could be funding his kids. I don't know, but my sources tell me that J-Lo is involved in Diddy's life again, because she has they're making a concerted effort to make sure the parts of her life that she was involved with doesn't come back. Ben found out about it.
So okay. So is that like I heard it was like trouble with Ben Affleck and J-Lo and Diddy. So this has something to do with Diddy. That's what she said.
And he's gone. Once the feds actually questioned J-Lo, right? It got word to him. I don't know if she confided. I don't know, whatever. I don't even know if Ben was questioned. But once the feds actually either questioned J-Lo, the streets are saying that Ben was out. However, it looks like J-Lo's not going to be able to keep this secret, because they are 100% saying now that J-Lo could be subject to a subpoena as a witness in Diddy's lawsuit case. God, you lost your career. You lost your man. You about to get dumped from that Vegas residency. I'll make a video about that later tomorrow. Actually, you about to be dumped from that Vegas legacy.
And you're going to be subpoenaed for the second time when it comes to Diddy, the shine shooting and this.
Because now you can't even sell out your tour. So with the Vegas residency, they're like, what are you doing? And you know what the sad thing is? You did the Vegas residency, I think, to pay for that house that you got with Ben, because Ben is worth like 1/3 of what you're worth. And Ben doesn't like doing extravagant things. So you thought you would just make a quick money grab, make the money for the house back in the tour, and then you could be in the Vegas residency and just fly back and forth between home and Vegas and still stay married to Ben. And now look, anyway, J-Lo could potentially be called as a witness in Sean Diddy Combs' lawsuit cases because of her 2-year relationship with the rapper, which included their infamous arrest following a New York nightclub shooting. That and the fact that she is helping him out financially in some way dealing with this whole crisis. So J-Lo's presence the night of the shooting incident and then departing in the same vehicle as Diddy makes her a witness with firsthand knowledge that could subject her to being subpoenaed to testify under oath. Okay? If there are any criminal charges or civil claims not outside the statute of limitations, this would likely prove to be problematic for J-Lo. I believe obstructing justice and lying to the police and cops and a grand jury, I believe there's criminal stuff behind that. Anyway, they say that that J-Lo early in the relationship, J-Lo, Shine, and everybody was arrested on weapons and bribery charges after a shooting in a New York City nightclub in December 1999. Now, keep in mind, J-Lo didn't leave Diddy after the shooting. She was fine to she even when the police tried to arrest everybody at the scene, J-Lo used her privilege, right? And walked away from the scene like, I'm not doing this. They had to go and hold her, and she was released a few hours later. J-Lo has always said she doesn't know what happened, but Natanya, the girl in the club that I'm hoping to have on the channel, has said that she believes that J-Lo was holding the bang bang for him. Anyway.
Yeah. The bang bang. J-Lo was a down chick. J-Lo was holding the thing for him, which I don't think so. J-Lo was always you know what? I do things the right way. You know, maybe I could be wrong.
Prosecutor claimed in court that the incident was sparked by an altercation between Diddy and another patron in the club. The charges against Lopez were ultimately dropped, and Diddy was acquitted in 2001. Shine was convicted on 5 charges and sentenced to 10 years in prison. Now, Little Rod, if you guys don't remember, was saying that Diddy was always displaying his stuff and bragging about the way he's murked people and never actually got caught, right? Listen, Diddy's people called Little Rod a con man, shamelessly looking for an easy and wholly undeserved payday. We've indisputable and controversial proof that his claims are complete fabrications. Our attempts to share the proof with Rodney's lawyer, Tyrone Blackburn, have been ignored as Mr. Blackburn has refused to return our calls. You expect us to believe that you have irrefutable proof that Little Rod's lying, and you didn't submit that to the court on a motion to dismiss? You left him a voicemail, and because he left you on red, you're now going to have to spend millions in court. Give me a break, right? They're also saying that Lopez could potentially be of interest in the April Lumpros versus Combs case. They said while the mid-90s were the infancy of today's technology, a footprint of communication could still exist. Regardless, anyone is subject to a subpoena if they can provide relevant testimony. Y'all, listen, again, this is wild. This is crazy. But I do know that whatever J-Lo is doing to help Diddy, it cost her marriage. It cost her public humiliation. And it looks like it cost her being questioned by the feds, if you can believe all this. And it might even land her actually being subpoenaed to testify about what she saw. And because nobody knows how far this case is going. And it makes you wonder, because J-Lo has access to some of the best lawyers. And it really makes you wonder that if J-Lo has access to all these lawyers, right? And she has access to some of the best legal advice. And if J-Lo really was ready and willing to throw all this away, even though Ben was raging at it and said he was going to leave her, you have to think if she was willing to do all that, then honestly, what is she hiding? What is she hiding? What's J-Lo hiding? Because at the end of the day, she's hiding something. She's hiding something. The police see it. Ben seems like he sees it. And whatever it was, I hope it was worth it. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
It's a lot. It's like, ooh. Like I said, everybody is going to be subpoenaed.
I would go to yoga, but I don't have the right gear.
Save on all.
Everybody is going to be subpoenaed. And everybody gonna be subpoenaed. And they got the tapes. They got the tapes. They got everybody. Hold on, I'm gonna look for this other video. There we go. We go back into that. And this 50 Cent out his mouth. Like, and tonight, if y'all don't know who, everybody who just joined it, we breaking down the enterprise of Diddy. Everybody who's indicted. We started off with the Notorious B.I.G. Notorious B.I.G. was mentored by P Diddy, and he was coerced too. Now, 50 Cent this is out of 50 Cent's mouth, is what he's saying. Out of the mouth of 50 Cent. We're gonna play this in 30. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like. About to put it on the big screen. Hit the like button. 50 Cent gotta know something. I mean, excuse me. Let it take a look, but 50 Cent gotta know something. He gotta know something. Y'all hit that like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button that get me in the algorithm. Help me out. You want Mad Pew to go viral again? All you gotta do is hit the like button. When you do hit that like button, it gets your boy, it get us in the algorithm. So more people will see when you hit that like button. Anybody in the room, please do me a favor right now. Just like you do for your church. You know, what you do when you go to church, when you put in the offering, you know what I'm saying? Give me that. I am consistent. I go live every night. I do this. I work a full-time corporate job and I work a full-time podcast job too. And I don't ask for no money. I don't ask for nothing else. All I ask for is a like. When you hit that like, more people get to see this video. When y'all hit that like button and hit it a lot of times, as much as you can, more people could see this video. 50 Cent. Cookie the Real. What's good? Blessings to you, Cookie the Real, if you in here. More comments. We are from Politely Post. I do recognize everybody that's in here. If you comment, if you looking, if you listening, please stay in this room. Keep your eyes in. What's good, Cookie the Real? Always a pleasure to have you here. I'm gonna be the most consistent podcaster in the world. You know, always come to y'all with the real info. Pennsylvania. I used to stay on Pennsylvania Street. You remember that, Patricia? My sister Patricia in here. Shout out to Pennsylvania. Yep, my sister from Florida. Yep, Florida. Florida. But this is real from 50 Cent. The real deal for 50. I don't play nothing unless it's like come from a real source. So that's how y'all can trust me. Right? If you can trust you trust me because I play real stuff. You can't deny nothing from this video. From what I played from Biggie. And then what I'm about to play from Beyonce and Jay-Z. Telling y'all from the mouth from 50 Cent. And it's coming out from 50 Cent. This is coming from 50. I don't make stuff up when I'm playing video.
Jay-Z's career, you can look at that and say the association to Beyonce is when he started to receive the 16 Grammys since he's been with Beyonce. Right? And you go prior to that, one.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that came in association, like you see the kids even have Grammys. Like they don't sing yet. They don't sing.
Right.
They don't rap yet. And they already have Grammys. So it's like they give them this trophy so we secure that they're coming to the award show. It meant that much to the culture that they just gave them the things that
both Jay-Z and Beyonce, because see, he procures her out there. He is her handler, and he is the one that pushes her out there public, and then he profits off her. So we're looking at, and I don't care how.
That's valid point. Jay-Z is an investor. He invested in Beyonce. This is not a relationship. This is not a like, oh, they just got married and they happy. No. He see Beyonce. He invested in her. Jay-Z probably paid over $500,000 to be with Beyonce. You see, when you get on a certain type of level, you can only be with certain people in the industry. Y'all think y'all just love at first sight and they just meet people like regular. No, that's the investor. Jay-Z, like she's saying, invested in Beyonce. That's another subject, but for me, let's just y'all know what I mean. That's just to give y'all an idea of how couples in the industry be together. It's an investment. They don't care about each other. They probably never had sex before. Oh, snaps. They probably never had sex before. Jay-Z and Beyonce probably ain't never kissed. They probably just kissed for the camera. They don't do, they ain't together like that. They probably don't love each other like that. I mean, geez. It's a business thing.
How much talent you think they have. I don't care how much talent you think they have. She was chosen for him. It is a karmic thing looking at their chart, but she was chosen for him in order to help him get where he needed to go. So she's
chosen for him like a tribe. Think about this, y'all. When the tribe, you chose from somebody. That's how the upper operates. You are chosen. How the kings and queens operate. You are chosen. You don't just randomly meet somebody. You are the chosen one. Jay-Z was chosen for Beyonce. Like the king and the queen. That's how it works.
He's the muse, but let's use this in a different way. Sometimes we use the word muse in the terms of profiteering off of it. We're going to start seeing through the veil when it comes to Jay-Z, and within 3 years, public favor is removed. Now, he's not the first one to go down behind P. Diddy, but he's a close second. So it's a combination that's coming after him. And when they take him down, they're going to take Beyonce down behind him.
Sean
See? Well, I think so. Is they're gonna take him down, but Beyonce is the package, right? They're a package deal. They ain't separate. If Jay-Z don't cooperate in this case, see, Diddy was a loose cannon. Jay-Z cooperates. He cooperated with the NFL. He cooperated. Oh yeah, that's not Neil anymore. See, he did what they wanted him to do behind the scenes. Right? P. Diddy was old drunk cokehead who was just reckless. You can't be in our I guess frame and be reckless as you is. All these allegations against P. Diddy coming out. No. We got to kick you out the billionaires club. And that's what they did. They kicked him out the billionaires club. He got kicked out the billionaires club. Jay-Z is being cooperative. He's being cooperative.
Carter is worse.
Oh man.
He's smarter. He's patient. He's not sloppy.
Like I said, Sean Carter is worse. He's patient. He ain't sloppy. Like Diddy. Diddy is sloppy. He's all over the place. He's throwing parties. Diddy parties. That's wild. Jay-Z was not doing that. So he's smarter. It's harder to get him. Yes, it is.
So it's been over 2 weeks since Diddy's cribs got raided, forcing him to lay low. And yet not a peep from the Carters or any of the other supposed pals who used to be by Diddy's side during the good time. But leave it to 50 Cent to spill some tea on the situation. According to him, if you thought the feds had some dirt on Diddy, just wait until you hear what they might have on Jay-Z. But it's not just Jay-Z's bond with Diddy that's grabbing attention. Beyonce's name is also being thrown into the mix, with rumors swirling about her involvement with Diddy. Now, if you're wondering why Beyonce's name keeps cropping up in the connection with Diddy's legal woes, here's the lowdown. Word on the street is that B and J not only knew about Diddy's alleged wrongdoings, but could have been tangled up in something similar themselves. And now the question on everyone's mind is, just how deep does this rabbit hole go? And what exactly does 50 Cent have up his sleeve when it comes to Beyonce's connection to Diddy? Let's break it down.
This Diddy story is wild. 50 Cent is posting about Jay-Z, wondering where his location is, because I think he's the next domino to fall. There's a lot of strange things going on with Jay-Z.
50 Cent and Jay-Z have had their fair share of drama over the years, and now it seems like 50's got some hot gossip regarding Jay-Z and Beyonce possibly being tangled up in Diddy's murky business dealings. So here's the tea. After the feds swooped in and raided Diddy's properties earlier this week, 50 Cent wasted no time in taking to social media to throw some serious shade at Jay-Z. He's out here questioning why Jay-Z has suddenly vanished into thin air. Now, sure, some people are quick to brush off 50's comments as just him stirring the pot because of their past beef and his penchant for being extra petty. But hold up, it's not just 50 calling out Jay-Z on this one. There have been whispers from various insiders in the industry about how Jay and Diddy run in the same circles, given their shared interests and connections. And let's give credit where credit is due, though. 50 Cent does have a knack for asking the tough questions and staying committed to trolling Diddy. I mean, seriously, where are Diddy's ride or die friends when he's in hot water? And where in the world is Jay-Z in all of this? It seems like everyone but 50 is too scared to even utter Diddy and Jay's names together. It's been over 2 weeks since Diddy's homes were raided and his kids put in cuffs, and yet not a peep from Jay-Z. And it looks like 50 has something to say about it. He took to his IG to share this photo of Jay's face on a milk carton with the caption, "Anybody seen Jay? LOL. Puff said he ain't answering his phone. LOL." But 50 didn't stop there. He also dropped another photo of Jay-Z saying, "Here is Jay-Z, last reported seen waving at Puffy's jet. LOL." So as soon as 50 Cent started shining a spotlight on Jay-Z's close ties with Diddy, speculation started running rampant. People were out here theorizing that Beyonce might just cut ties with Jay and file for divorce before things really hit the fan. There were even whispers about Beyonce supposedly taking steps to protect her assets by separating them from Jay's, just in case Diddy's troubles somehow dragged Jay down with him. But hold up.
Another thing. This sources that's saying that Beyonce might be pulling away, but she ain't showing no signs now because it ain't showing no signs of indictment. It ain't showing no signs of, Jay in the spotlight.
There's always another side to the story. Now, the rumor mill is churning out some fresh tales and is pointing fingers at Beyonce herself. Yeah, you heard that right. Queen Bey might not be as innocent in all of this as some folks assumed. Word on the street is that Beyonce wasn't just a bystander in Jay's alleged shenanigery. She was allegedly an active participant. Some juicy gossip is circulating, suggesting that Beyonce not only knew about Jay's schemes, but might have even encouraged him to, get this, eliminate her competition. Beyonce is facing some pretty eyebrow-raising accusations lately. I'm talking about everything from claims of her sabotaging other Black female artists to allegations of her dabbling in witchcraft. And guess what? These accusations aren't just popping up out of nowhere. They're coming from people who were once in Beyonce's inner circle. Let's talk about Kimberly Thompson, Beyonce's former drummer. Back in 2018, she shook things up by dropping a bombshell accusation, claiming that Beyonce was knee-deep in what she described as extreme witchcraft. Thompson even filed for a restraining order against Beyonce, claiming that Bey was using spells and magic to mess with her, even after she moved to another city to escape her.
Y'all might think that that's crazy, but that's actually, that's crazy to y'all. Crystal Royale was good. That might be crazy to y'all, but That ain't crazy. That ain't so crazy. That's actually real.
Influence.
Is already was so much for me because I'm such a nice, loving, patient, tolerable person. This has been going on since 2006, and it's just been getting worse and worse and worse. And for a very long time, I put this person on a pedestal. I love them. I send emails, publicly, happy birthday, and all this stuff. And the entire time, this person was casting spells and manipulating me and controlling my job situations, my relationships. Just all kinds of things.
More recently, Beyonce's former dance captain Ashley Everett has been stirring the pot.
Beyonce casting spells. Y'all know what spells is. Beyonce casting spells on her.
With some pretty wild allegations against Queen Bey. Word on the street is that Ashley got caught liking some seriously shady posts and comments about Beyonce. And get this, one of those posts even hinted that Beyonce's music is demonic. By the way, that post that Ashley was caught liking referred to a speech by poet Jackie Hill Perry, who made waves with this theory that artists like Beyonce are basically just puppets being used to push a demonic agenda.
I don't know who told us you got to be a witch to be black. You are not more black by engaging in witchcraft. That is still propagating a white supremacist lie that black people in Africa didn't know Jesus. I am angry that the powers that be in social media and in culture and in music and in Beyonce's music and in Kalani's music and in whatever the other, and in Santa, like I'm angry that they are really trying to convince us that all spiritualism is the same. And we have digested this impurity and this, we want so bad not to be legalistic that we actually become profane.
We also can't overlook Kanye West's 2 cents on the matter. I mean, he used to be tight with the Carters for ages, but they threw him under the bus as soon as he started exposing how the music business really works. And Kanye is now saying that Jay-Z and Beyonce are just puppets on strings, controlled by the people who actually run the entertainment industry.
They can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Not you, man.
But they can't control me. Dr. Dre, his son. You're out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize. And God loved me.
Now, going back to 50 Cent, he's got another wild tale to add to the mix. Apparently, he spilled the beans about a run-in with Beyonce back when he was beefing with Jay-Z. And let me tell you, the way 50 described Beyonce, he made it sound like she was possessed or something.
So Beyonce jumped down.
She jumped down. She was like on a windowsill.
Right.
We was in Vegas. She said, come on, I'm talking to her. She jumped down. She was like, duh, duh, duh. And I'm like, wait, what is you doing? That stuff, that's me and Jay-Z stuff. This ain't got nothing to do with you, girl. Don't come
So
on.
who wasn't there?
I'm talking to Jay.
Talking to Jay.
As soon as I talked to Jay, she jumped down, came over. I said, oh, shit, look at this.
They about to jump you.
Nah, she came like she was ready. Like I thought something was going to happen. And I'm like, yo, whoa. She's throwing me off now. Because I don't know exactly how to respond to this. You are still Beyonce.
Besides that, we don't exactly need to jump through hoops to link Beyonce to Diddy.
Beyonce is crazy. See? Now, this is some of the accusations. On the behaviors of Diddy camp, the violent behaviors. Beyonce was a little bit crazy. All of them was crazy. Everybody was crazy. And yeah, Beyonce was questioned, Jay-Z was questioned.
the Carters haven't exactly kept their friendship with him under wraps. I mean, just take a stroll down the archives and you'll find a bunch of snapshots showing Beyonce and Jay-Z mingling with Diddy at his parties and various industry gatherings. In fact, the baby recently dished out some insider info about the first time he crossed paths with Beyonce. And turns out it was at none other than a Diddy after party. According to the baby, after the main event wound down, Diddy extended the invite to about 15 special guests to keep the party going. And wouldn't you know it, the Carters were among that exclusive group.
I actually met Beyonce before. That was one of the people be like, who you met? You know what I'm saying? That like it threw you out, like it took you back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Beyonce, she I was at a party at Diddy crib in LA. This was the beginning of 2020. You know what I mean? Diddy had put everybody else out the crib. Like the influx of people, he had put them out. But he had took a liking to me in particular around the time, man. It was really, you know what I mean, like putting his arm around me.
Right.
So he had put majority of the people out, but he allowed me to stay in there. Me and, you know, maybe about 15 others, you know,
Right.
Jay-Z and Beyonce being, you know, two of the other 15 people in the room. So that'll just put into perspective of the type of company I was in.
Right.
To be clear, just because the baby saw the Carters at Diddy's house party doesn't automatically mean they're caught up in any mess. But with Diddy now facing the scrutiny of a federal investigation, it's only natural that fans are taking a magnifying glass to every little detail of Diddy's friendship with Beyonce and Jay-Z. And you know how it is, when one domino falls, everyone's eyes are on the rest of the lineup. Plus, with 50 Cent now questioning how come Jay-Z went into hiding as soon as news broke about the Diddy raids, people are looking at the Carters in a whole different light. Now, it's up to you what you want to believe. Some people argue that the Carters are just savvy entrepreneurs who understand how to navigate the tough music industry and come out on top. On the other hand, there are many of those who don't see Jay-Z and Beyonce in such a positive light. And they're saying Beyonce will never leave her husband because they're different sides of the same coin. Plus, people are also pointing out that the Carters have profited off of the Black excellence image they push to the public. But behind the scenes, they've allegedly played dirty and betrayed their own community on their rise to fame. One fan said, she's not leaving him. She's a female version of him. That's not going to happen, even though he and Diddy are disgusting. Her turning a blind eye, just as guilty. And another one added, I'm sure Jay made Beyonce his accomplice. So if he falls, she falls. Both are enmeshed in this mess. I doubt she will divorce him. They didn't call their joint tour On the Run for nothing. But what's your take on all these accusations swirling around Queen B? Do you think the Carters might face a similar fate to Diddy? Or do you think they're too powerful and protected at this point to go down?
Right now, they are. But they pointed it out. This is a pointer. I thank everybody for joining tonight. For real. It's important for y'all to hit them like buttons. It's important for y'all to hit them like buttons. Oh, man. This is a lot. And I'm pausing it right now because we're going to continue this. We're going to continue this. And if you find this live valuable, hit that like button. Always hit the like button. Always hit the like button. I don't ask for nothing but the like button. That's all I ask for. I got more and a whole lot more into enterprise. This was about the enterprise of P Diddy's structure. We started off with the Notorious B.I.G. Notorious Big was everybody's, #1 rapper at the time, the greatest of all time, was influenced by P. Diddy. He was influenced by P. Diddy, the #1 greatest rapper of all time. Had the same traits as P. Diddy. The same traits as P. Diddy. The #1. He beat up Lil' Kim. I seen choked her out in the elevator. Choked her out like she lost consciousness. That's scary. Y'all ain't ready for this. We get into the truth. Hit that like button. Hit the like button. I appreciate everybody for joining tonight. Thank y'all. Young age 74. Crystal Royale, Patricia, Cookie the Real, Freddie Brown, the Diamond Channel. I appreciate y'all's support. Tomorrow we'll be back. Send me videos. Appreciate y'all for joining. I'm out. Hey. Excuse me. But yeah. That's all I got. That's all I got. Hey, I appreciate y'all for joining. We'll be back tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel.